So I haven't seen this car for quite a while, actually, so I'm interested to see the transformation since I had it. Hello, and thanks for spending some time with me today. In this episode, we are getting to a 1992 Eagle Talon, and not just any 92 Eagle Talon. It is actually, I'm going to call it the sister to the blue one that you guys know that I completely redid. These two cars started at the same time, probably 14 years ago. I got them around that time anyway. And the blue one was going to be always what it was, pretty much. Got carried away to the extravagance it was. But this 92, and it's black, it was one that I saved. The guy had tried to do his own kind of refinishing on it and that, and I bought it with it needing a lot of work. It needed a new roof, etc. My plans with the car was to make it a mostly race car, but it still was plateable, I guess, as far as having it on the street. And I wanted to be, a 9-second street tire car was the idea. And when I got going into it, and I did my usual start with ripping it all apart, did all the interior. I was going to put a cage in it, ripped it all apart, and then I got it painted because I still wanted it to be, a classy car, I guess, not a junky looking one. And what ended up happening is once I started putting it together, I realized how good a shape it was. I can't remember the mileage on it, but I don't think it was too bad actually. And when we go to it, we're gonna go see exactly what that mileage is on it. So I ended up, because I was getting all these parts for the blue car, I thought, well, I could maybe make this one the same. And I made the interior and I had all the parts for it to make it look new again. And I got that far, and then I cleaned up the engine bay a little bit. I didn't paint it. I didn't go that far, and I never did the undercarriage and stuff. And I thought, well, I got way too many projects. I wonder if any of my DSM buddies will want this car. And sure enough, one of my best ones, he wanted the car. He looked it over. I think we came to a fair deal on it, and he took it. And what he's doing with it right now, or over a couple years, is pretty much, I think, what I'm doing to the blue one. I don't know. We're going to find out exactly how far he's gone. I know he wants to make it a kind of a little bit more driver than the blue one was. But that's the story. So this is kind of a sister to that car, and it's black. It was not a 1GA, 1GB hybrid like I did. It is, in fact, a full-blown 92. Has a 6-bolt, 4-bolt combination big brakes, which is also what I wanted. So it's all-around good car that way. And we're going to go take a look at it, what he's progressed. And what we're going to do today is do the engine, basically put it in the engine bay. He's got it all finished. And we'll do the transmission, get it in as well, and maybe a few other goodies, and that's what we're going to do in today's episode. Plus, obviously, see the car, so stay tuned for that. I guess let's go look at it right now. Okay, we have arrived, but before we go inside and see the 92, well, this is mine, but this is I think a 97, might be 98 Spider, I can't remember the year, but yeah, it's in really good condition as well. It's a little dirty right now from sitting, but yeah, he's a DSM guy. He's had a few of them in his time, and he's got this as I won't call it a daily, but it's a summer daily that he has some fun with, the top down. So let's go in and look at the 92. Okay, there it is, guys. It's a little dusty, but it probably shows up really good in camera. So as I said, and the interior is full of stuff, he said, so I won't show you what I did, and he's got the dash apart in there, but anyway, considered as perfect as my other ones I've showed you before, except I think this had cloth seats? I can't remember. Yeah, it did. Okay. Anyway, what we're going to do today is put that in there. But before we do that, this is Garrett. Hey, Garrett.
Hey.
He's going to tell us what he's done since I dropped it off to him, well, sold it to him, how many years ago now?
gosh, it's been 2 or 3 years at least, I'd say.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a few years.
So I know I didn't do anything much with the engine. Well, I didn't paint the engine bay or anything. I think I cleaned up the engine a little bit, but you got an entirely different setup now.
Yep, this is fully built 2.3 stroker. I've had this engine for probably about 10 years. It was in my previous 91. That chassis was a little worn out. I'd had that car for a long time, but it was always a little rough around the edges. So when you said you were interested in parting with this one, couldn't pass that up. So decided to take all my my previous Go Fast parts out of the 91 and decided this would be the chassis to build. So yeah, it's a 2.3 stroker, R2 cams, fully built. It's 1150cc injector, sheet metal intake manifold, new turbo setup to me. So should be fun. Hopefully I can make around 550 all-wheel horsepower. That's kind of my target.
I think you will have no trouble doing that with this.
I think so. Of course, I don't want it to be strung out too far to get there, so I want it, nice conservative tune.
So are you going to run meth injection or anything? Or?
Nope, I think I'm just going to do 91 octane and butane.
Butane. Yeah. Butane works pretty good.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, aside of that, when I picked up the chassis from you, it basically looked like a bone stock 92 Talon. So since then, it was stripped the entire car down. So entire front and rear subframe, all the lines, fuel tank, engine came out, everything was taken down, undercarriage cleaned up.
Yeah, I didn't do anything on the undercarriage at all, and I remember we took this from another car because this hook was actually gone, and you wanted it completely original looking, so we dug that out of a parts car, and it looks great, what you did.
Yeah, got a new one welded in. And then aside of that, it's just undercoating under there, but still everything was wire wheeled, stripped down. If I saw any spots of rust, it was knocked down, pour 15 to convert the rust, and then undercoated over.
Very nice.
And then every piece of the steering and suspension has been powder coated gloss black.
You went powder coating nuts on this.
I did. I literally dropped off a couple of pallets at the powder coaters.
Yeah, the hood catch is done. All these little pieces are all, as you were showing me earlier. This guy, yeah.
Every bracket that could be taken off and didn't have a rubber bushing in it was blasted and coated.
Oh, and I forgot I limo tinted this, didn't I, in the back?
You did.
You did. That looks nice with the black. I think, anyway.
And it's got the got BC coilovers on it. I've got the Volk upper and lower control arms on the back. Toe eliminators in the trailing arms. I even ground down the pinch welds and re-welded them up before so I could fit slightly more aggressive wheel and tires.
Wow,
basically
this is going to be
take off and recoat was done.
Quite a specimen when it's done. It's as ever nice as that blue one I sold, except it's black.
Here's hoping.
Wow.
We got a long way to go, but...
And then there's this pile of stuff that he's got a winter project here he's telling me about, to where he's going to do, I think you're going to put the fuse box, you said, in the glove compartment and rewire it and do some different connectors and wire tuck it all so it looks nice and clean in there. Looking forward to seeing that.
That's the plan. The other piece to this, if I can get it to fit and get it to work, is I'm going to be doing an electric power steering conversion with an electric column. So right now it has a depowered steering rack. I'm not going to use the hydraulic power steering, but I don't want to run manual steering, so I'm going to try the electric setup, see how that goes.
Okay.
I'm hoping I can make it work. And
another friend of ours has depowered steering, and I drove it. That's that black one that from Pittsburgh that was Kurt Brown's car. I absolutely hate it. The owner, I think, doesn't hate it, but as much as me, but I think he'd rather it was power steering. So I don't like it for the street at all. So
He's already messaged me about my plans for power steering on this, so if I can get it to work, you know, I've got someone else lined up who wants it.
he sent me some links on the Prius one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I can't remember who did another video. Somebody did it on that, and he's wondering if I can do it on his, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's when we want to pull the engine out anyway, so we might do it then. We'll see. But maybe we'll let you be the guinea pig first.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe we'll video that. Okay. Well, I guess we've been chatting a while already. I think we should probably get to work and start getting this inside, and not scratch a thing on here. That's the key. Notice the fenders are off right now because we don't want to risk any damage to those. Not that we aren't going to be careful, but we just want to make sure. All right, let's get to work. Napa! Not a Wix, not a K&N.
It is a Wix, but I've got a...
Is it
can't
same?
see, but I've got a stockpile. Yeah, Napa Gold. There's Wix filters rebadged. They even use the same number.
Good to know.
The only thing is Napa locks off the first number. So a Wix is like a 21381 or 51381. Napa just locks off the first number. It's an identical filter. It's a Wix Gold.
That is good to know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we ran into one snag here, which everybody ends up having when they got these type of bushings in and powder coated. It's not sliding over very well, so we're going to try something that we both have never tried before, and take the mount off, put this in when its engine's out of the car, and then try to bolt it in after. Let's see how that goes. We'll let you know. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Well, that one's in, so I'll get the rest. I think we're good.
Needs to twist.
Down? No, there we go. Okay, the engine's in after some smaller difficulties to get everything set up. And now what I consider usually the hardest part to not damage anything until we're protecting everything is the transmission. So that's going to be some fun.
Are we ready?
Yeah, just go slow though. Do you put any grease on your input shaft at all?
I didn't on the input shaft. Do you normally?
I might. I put it actually in there before I do anything.
I could quickly if you think it's worthwhile.
I don't know if I'd care, but I tell you, I just do a little bit, and I usually do it. Think of it now after, but I usually put it on that side. So when you slide it in, not like if you put it on here, it can shave some off, so some can fly off onto the clutch.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Sure, I got the grease right here. I'll just put a tiny bit on.
Yeah, if you just use your finger or Q-tip or something in there a little. I don't know. I just like to do a little bit. It helps kind of, I think, slide it in too.
Yeah, I've never done that, but why not, right? It's not much, but there's a little bit on those ones. So.
It's kind of like just your axles as well.
You know what? I've never done that either.
Oh, you never have? Oh, okay.
I probably should. Now that you're saying this, it all makes sense.
I'd like it more on the axles, more of just because of rust.
There we go, it's starting. There it is.
Okay. Oh, there it is. We're in. That was easy.
You're funny.
So we have a bit of a problem here with this aftermarket mount. It isn't quite lining up everything here. You can see it looks like it is, but it's just not quite able to get a bolt in there. So what we're doing, rather than try to take it out and ream that out, which we could, we're going to take a tap from this side and go in so that it clears out the hole, and then we can get the bolt in. That's what we're going to try and do. We will see how that goes.
Oh, sorry, I'm going too quick.
Yeah, you're just fast. Okay.
How's that looking? Is it poke through?
We are. You're just getting through now, so.
Keep going.
We're taking a longer bolt first just to make sure we can go through there. And it's going fine, so now we'll put the right bolt in and problem solved. Okay, we have a car. And we did, I should have videoed this, but I didn't. We got some actual struts here for the hood, which is really nice touch. I've never done that. Now that I see it, I'm gonna probably do it to my own. So we have this all done. Hood, fenders on, engine in, transmission. That was the goal today. How do you feel, Garrett?
I'm happy. This was a long time coming, so.
So measured in years, right?
Yeah, engine out to engine back in was probably 2.5 years. 2.5 years, I'd say.
And we were just talking, his wife's going to be happy. There's some parts that are out of the basement now that they use their basement to live in. But there's still a bumper. What else is down there?
I think just bumpers and headlights.
Okay.
And
Probably
corner markers.
sounds familiar to all of us. That, yeah. So the wife's going to be happy today.
Yes, she is. Maybe not as happy as me, but she'll be happy.
Yeah, she still won't get it, but
No.
she'll be happy. Well, I had a lot of fun today, Garrett.
Likewise. I owe you a beer.
Just one beer.
Just one.
So we're just putting the rad in, and a typical problem. He's got this nice shroud here all built in, but it's hitting. So we're gonna have to take or he's gonna have to actually remove that and probably go with, I'm guessing, spell fans like the rest of us have to do. So lesson learned, if you want to buy one of these, it might run into problems on if you're doing a recirculation. I guess if you weren't, maybe it'd be okay, but I also see it's gonna be a problem unless he clocks this as well on his compressor here. Yeah, might have to anyway, Garrett, don't know. We'll find out. A bit of false alarm on this. We ended up actually not having it lined up in the bottom. So it does clear, except for this, and I found out that he actually clocked this because he was trying to make his drain pipe nice down here. So he's gonna have to go to a plan C probably now, and whatever that's gonna be on his drain pipe. So I think that's gonna wrap up this episode. As you can see, we got things together, and hope you enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. It's nice to work on a clean car. And like I said, this was the sister car to the blue one I did just because it all started at the same time, and this is what caught me to the OCD of rejuvenating and saving these cars. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe, like, and share. And until then, make sure you enjoy every day and always make it right.